It's 3:30 and I'm so tired. But that means that if it's 3:30 and I'm awake, we're obviously doing something really cool today. We're gonna go and completely immerse ourselves in the local life and go check out a floating market that like all the locals go to in the morning really early to go like sell all their produce and like do the things. Okay, let's go. Waking up that early was more than worth it. We are now on the Mekong Delta and we are at a little market. And this is where all the locals come to. They're trading out their produce. We've got watermelon. And you can see each different boat has their own foods that they're offering. It's really cool. There's no other tourists here right now. So it's a really unique, beautiful moment to just be here. The sun is rising. It is absolutely incredible. Got this cute little hat. Never thought I'd be doing this before, hanging out in the Mekong Delta and eating a big bowl of noodles, fresh from a little Vietnamese woman on her own little boat. Just came over to us and just sold us some noodles. This soup is hogyo. I'm not pronouncing that right, and I know I'm not, but the broth is incredible. The noodles are delicious. It's got some carrots, potatoes, tofu, and even better yet, it's just like watching the sunrise come up and we're just chilling on a boat. Overall, definitely recommend this experience. This tour is gonna also stop on the side of the Mekong Delta, and it's an entire garden here. And the women here work countless hours for less than $1. They say they're happy though, and that they just live a very simple life. It makes me wonder, like, do we need all the materialistic things that we have in first world countries? Are they actually first world problems? When you see people like this having so little and yet they're happy, they're laughing, they're joking with us, and they're just proud to show the work that they've done here and their entire gardens.
She say someone new for her. Okay.
Dạ ai rồi má chim cực.
She say she very old. She don't mind. Okay.
It's a really cool experience. I highly recommend that you book this tour. I'm going to have a link for it down in the description. You're going to get to see so much. You get to see the Mekong Delta, you get to stop at this garden, you get to go through little back alleyway like canals, and it's so cool to see that like the little riverways coming off of the Mekong Delta and that lead into it. It's kind of like streets for the people here. Like everything is built and based off of this river. It's like their streets. It's a really unique community. So I have very little gardening experience, but I find their gardening techniques here really fascinating. They take a banana leaf, cut it up, and then wrap it, put a toothpick through it, and then they put them onto these big metal sheets and they stuff them really tight. Then they put a bunch of soil into it, and then they take the sheet, flip it upside down onto these like big garden beds, and that way then like the banana leaves all stay close together and it creates these like perfect rows for their vegetables to then grow. And they water it, then put the seeds in, and then they've got these nets over the top to protect it in case there's any massive rain, because as you know, we're in Asia, we get a lot of rain here. But it's really cool, and aesthetically it's very pleasing. And now we're in a candy factory. They've got a bunch of like little hard candies. This is gonna be where most of the people from the cities come and buy all their candy in all their little shops and then mark it up to you. So if you're wanting any of these candies or anything, come here and get them for like half off. So recommend when you come here that you stay at Ban Ha Guest House. The owner is so hospitable. She's always offering me up fruit and different food, and she knows all of the best places. So highly recommend, come here, check it out. She'll make sure you have a great vacation here in Batal. All right, that tour was absolutely amazing, but I was pretty tired, so I went and took a couple-hour nap, relaxed for a bit. Now we're gonna go out, we're gonna go check out the street markets, and we're gonna go walk along the boardwalk. So I'm currently walking around the main market over here, and it's a Saturday. It's so cool to see everybody just like out and about. Like, this is their job, this is their livelihood. All they're trying to do is just sell their produce, buy their produce, get on with their day. And I'm just here walking through the streets. Sometimes life is really cool. This is definitely a town I highly recommend you check out when you come to Vietnam. It's so worth it. And just on the opposite side of the street that's got all the vendors from the main market is the Mekong Delta. And there's a boardwalk here. We're gonna check it out, see what we can find. And then later we're gonna go check out the night market. So these floating markets here at Canatao, they usually run from about like 5 a.m. till about 8, 9 a.m. So it's definitely an early morning if you're gonna do one of these tours, but it's more than worth it. Especially this one that I went on, because you're going to like the local market and not just one that's just meant for like mass tourism. So it makes the experience so special and so unique. And so you're able to know what each boat is selling, because whatever they've got hanging up on these bamboo sticks on their boat is gonna be what that boat is selling and what they're offering. What a unique way to like let their customers know what they have in stock. And so just a little bit up from the more local market where they're selling the produce and the seafood, you're gonna find the Cho Canto market. I know I'm pronouncing that so wrong, but the first part is going to be a bunch of clothing and jewelry, and then the next part is going to be all the street food, which opens I believe at 5 in the afternoon. I think it's like 5:30 right now, so we're going to walk around, see if there's any cute clothes I want to buy, and then go grab some food. On the other side of like the more touristy market is a really nice boardwalk with gorgeous parks. It's definitely worth checking out. So if you keep coming around and following the boardwalk, you'll come across a bridge, and then you end up at the Loi Di Bo. I'm also pronouncing that wrong for sure, but it's a gorgeous walking trail that's along the water. There's some restaurants along here, there's vendors selling things, but it's a great way to get some exercise and also get like somewhat out into nature. So whenever I'm out traveling, I always get people saying hello to me and waving, and one of my favorite things to do is know how to say hello back in their language. And so here in Vietnam, it's Xin Tao. Again, probably pronouncing it wrong, and that's why they always laugh at me, but I'm always here for it. But it's always so fun to have them go, hello, and you go, Xin Tao, and they go, hey, and then they laugh, and everybody giggles. It's a good time. So in the night market, there's an entire area that's dedicated to clothes and trinkets and like puzzles and basically anything you would need. And then one street over is gonna be the food market. We made it to the food market. So excited right now. So first up is some dim sum. There's a bit of a language barrier, so I have no idea what we're about to try, but it's gonna be delicious. So next up is Ban Trong Nuong. It's basically like a Vietnamese pizza, and they use rice paper as the base, so it gives it a nice crunch. It's filled with like pork, egg, and some veggies. And it's got some chili sauce on it. So good. So I've got my last item. It's more of like a sweet dessert one. It's like a bunch of different rice, I think with like coconut, sugar, and like a waffle cone type deal, but it's just like this big ball. I have no idea how this is gonna work. It's called Tuet Xiao Ngot. Also pronouncing that wrong, obviously. Okay, that dessert is delicious. It's like 2 different types of rice, coconut. It's all like so perfect. It's not too overly sweet. It's just the right amount. But it's a lot, and I'm stuffed. So we're gonna head back to the room, see if there's anything along the way. And so just know that this place starts coming alive probably around 6:37. 6:45 right now. I'm just leaving, and it's starting to get way more packed than when it was when I first walked past it around 5. It opens at 5, but just know, probably don't want to head there until around 7 o'clock. So my overall consensus on Can Tao is that it should definitely be on your list for southern Vietnam. Aside from even just the boat tour, it's such a really unique town where I feel like you can totally immerse yourself in the local life very easily. In Ho Chi Minh, it kind of seemed like things were more geared towards tourists, or it was just more like city life. Where here I feel like 1 block over you're in a local market, and 1 block over then you can be at like a nicer bar, and then 1 street over you're at a local person's home and like a local guest house. And I think Can Tho is a really great place to totally like immerse yourself in the culture. Check out the Mekong River, check out one of the world's largest floating markets. You will not be disappointed. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.